That's right. I've prepared a supercut of all of your grunting from the film.
Oh, God.
Just like that. That was, I believe, that one. Do we get that? That was a good one.
Okay, Lexi Bell, cue the sexy music. That will do. And speaking of doing, I'll speak to Lexi much later on. But yes, me in a sexy Deadpool t-shirt, you getting horny. My friend who works at the Oval Cricket Ground likes to do the same exact thing when he discovers a t-shirt he thinks I would like to adorn my body with. Except it's to do with cricket. I have nothing to do with that sport. It's a very gay male spectator sport. The last time cricket was straight was when we had the presence of Ian Beefy Botham. So I'm sorry, friend of mine, but if you attempt to garb my body with gay themed t-shirts from your garbage workplace, you know where to turn over and bend over and for me to shove that t-shirt right up your heart.
Check it out. No pouches. And exactly, that's the thing with boxer shorts. They don't come with any pouches. Well, except for the one on the front. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning, so even though I'm rather tired, I'm here with my friend Siraj to go and watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Are you excited? I'm excited. The whole world's excited, except we're outside Cineworld in Wandsworth and I have no idea what to expect. I've avoided spoilers. I've avoided even going to the toilet today. Well, except for a couple of hours ago when I sat on the seat and shot myself some pellets. Come on. If I were you and if you were me, you should stick around for the review.
Are you ready? Fuck yeah, I'm ready.
Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go. Come again.
Don't worry, baby, I'm coming.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
On today's episode of Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Okay, you can come. Are you coming?
Kind of busy right now.
And I'm coming for it, Ken. I'm coming for the fucking money, you piece of shit.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling.
In the ass end of space, even aliens watch Jason King with Kung Fu Hot Dog.
This is the greatest show I've seen in my life.
Duke Nukem likes this guy.
Approved by 1970s Robert Redford.
To quote Thin Lizzy with Phil Lynott, the boys are back in town. Huh? Oh, you want me to share some of the filthy foul-mouthed innuendos in the movie? You're so naughty, Deadpool, you cutesy wootsy you. Oh, Australian Hugh Jackman, what does he have to say? Yes, Hugh, he's so naughty, little Hugh, because he says that this month, or maybe next month, he might finally come out of the closet. But then looking at that yellow uniform he wore for the first time in, well, forever, I can probably see why he did. But yes, me and the boys, I gotta give these guys a cutesy wootsy cuddle on my breasts because I just came back. Time check, folks. It's Friday, the 26th of July, 2024. I nearly forgot what actual timeline I'm in because if you've watched Deadpool and Wolverine, you know that film goes through various timelines. And while I'm speaking, I can feel two echoes going through my cups. Not D cups, because that would be rather interesting. And on a normal Friday night, folks, I will be doing something else completely naughty.
Imagine 12 months of conditioning. 12 months of the finest progressive resistance.
I don't mean that naughty. Where did that B-roll come from? So like the title of the video says, folks, this video will have no spoilers whatsoever. Everything I talk about will be based on the trailer you have seen. However, if you watch the final trailer, the final one, there is a little bit of a spoiler, and I thought, why do they have to do that? It would have been a nice surprise for me and my friend to have witnessed in the cinema. Now, granted, my mate who came along with me and who actually bought me these cutesy wootsy boys right here hasn't actually seen many of the Marvel movies, hasn't grown up like I did reading Marvel comic books month in, month out, year after year. So it was kind of refreshing for me to explain things to him because he was unaware. By the way, I will probably do a bit of a B-roll add-on here, but I had watched Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2 this week in the lead up to this monumental R-rated Disney-fied MC movie, because in case you didn't know it, folks, this is the first time that Deadpool makes his rare entry into the bumhole of Kevin Feige. And was it satisfying for you, Kev, as it was for us? Absolutely. I will even go on the record to say that this is my absolute favorite Deadpool movie, and the ultimate Wolverine as portrayed by the ultimate man himself, Hugh Jackman. Okay, that didn't come out right, but I'm leaving it in this video because I tell you what, folks, I am full of beans. I've got the chills. They're multiplying. The soundtrack of this movie is absolutely great. Matthew McFadden, who plays Paradox, I tell you what, if they ever decide to revive Jeeves and Wooster, you gotta get McFadden to play Jeeves. I think he'll be absolutely, tonally pitch perfect.
Mr. Wilson, you appear to have soiled yourself while unconscious.
I wasn't unconscious. Who are you? Why am I here?
Walk with me.
Will that be all, sir?
Yes, Jeeves, that'll be all.
But of course, the reason why you came to this review, and believe me folks, there's a lot of coming in this movie. Oh boy. But the next time you want to come again, make sure you do it in my ear. Well, the one that's already blocked anyway. Just how they bring back Logan was the number one question I had going in. How they did it, it was absolutely hilarious. It was respectful. It was funny. Hugh Jackman has been so resistant about coming back. 2017 Logan, James Mangold and I, we killed off the character. We didn't want anything else to do with him. I mean, people have often speculated online that Hugh Jackman would be tempted to come back because the money Disney are rolling out would be enough to convince him to sign on the dotted line. Now, actually, I've got a theory about this. When you think about movies like Shang-Chi, which I was initially excited for about 5 minutes, then I saw the movie at the IMAX with my same friend who I saw it with last time, and yes, I absolutely hated that film.
This is what makes us all animalistic, because we got to figure out how we're going to take care of the poop, because we all poop and we got to take care of it. It's like, so it's that kind of funniness, because it's very embarrassing, but it happens to everybody, and how do we deal best with it?
Nobody liked the Eternals. Nobody liked the second Doctor Strange solo movie with Cumberbatch Benderback. When it came to the non-Disney Marvel movies like Spider-Man, No Way Home, we all flocked like a bunch of seagulls to watch that movie post-COVID. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with Deadpool 3. Well, really, you've got to give its proper title, Deadpool and Wolverine. And I will say this much, this is actually a fantastic movie. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. What did I hate about it? Believe it or not, it's not the reasons you think I would. It was actually the TVA segments. I wasn't really keen on them, to be honest, because again, I did not subject myself to watching those god-awful Marvel TV shows on the Disney Plus platform. Oh my god, I was nearly choking with disaster when I saw what was unfolding before my very eyes. So obviously some of the TVA references that they make in this film, I have no idea what they're on about, so it just went whistling Dixie over my head to a galaxy called Uranus far, far away. And I will say some of my favorite curse words make a glorious reappearance in this film. And when I say reappearance, they've been used before. So it's up to you to figure out where you've heard that specific line from a specific Ryan Reynolds movie. Yes, there are cameos abound in this movie. There weren't too many of them, unless some of them were so subtle I couldn't see them. Now, I will say, folks, if you're a bit of a Marvel diehard like I am, and you've read about rumors in years gone past about projects that were almost greenlit, then abandoned for whatever reason, well, bear that in mind when you walk into this movie, because I was like, oh my god, the member berries are coming back to me all over again. Now, there are two key sequences I love in this film, and they actually do appear in the trailer. So one is where you see Deadpool being booted out of a Honda car and then flying back in again. For me, that is the best scene in the entire movie, because Hugh Jackman delivers what I can only call an Oscar-winning speech. It's fantastic. He's fantastic. And oh, I tell you what, if I had to pick one person out of the two, I mean, Wade Wilson, you are a cutesy booty, mate. You're at Ryan Reynolds. I absolutely man crush your nutsack. But seriously, it's all about Hugh all day long. So Hugh Jackman, for a guy who was resistant about coming back to reprise the role of Wolverine, man, the guy never left. He just slips back into that leathery yellow skin and delivers a performance of a lifetime. It's my favorite Wolverine. It's the Wolverine I grew up with back in the 80s and 90s. Hard drinking, curses like a sailor. I curse like a sailor these days, which actually is very cathartic if you ask me. The action is brutal. It uses a lot of imagery that I absolutely approve of. And oh yes, Deadpool's tailor is a predator, ladies and gentlemen. It actually, the way this film actually spoofs off Batman and Robin, it's actually pretty hilarious. So if you've really soaked up all the geekdom, all the good, bad and ugly superhero movies of the day, you'll truly appreciate what they've done in this Marvel outing. Is this going to be a complete reset for the MCU as we know it? Because we had a villainess in this called Cassandra Nova, and again, that's not a spoiler because she's in the trailer. I actually liked her. I thought she might take me out of the film. I thought she would be irritating a couple of times, and it's only very fleeting as well. Deadpool makes references to the woke mob and how I identify as, but it's actually very casually thrown out of the window. So unless you're paying close attention, folks, you really won't get it. And I was laughing so hard in my theater today, everybody decided to join in as well, because yes, I've got a filthy mind. And when I hear filthy jokes or see visual filthy side gags on screen, of course I'm not going to hold back the tears. What did you think I was going to say? So I don't know if this film's going to completely reset the MCU. There's still a lot of trust to be shown by Disney towards the fans, if you know what I mean. Give us characters we want. We want to see original Captain America again. The fact that we got a Black Falcon movie next year with a very aged Harrison Ford coming out, I do wonder if that is the best way to go. It does go some way to explaining why Captain America Brave New World has been reshot time after time. Yes, quoting Cyndi Lauper, because they've obviously seen the test footage of Deadpool and Wolverine, knowing, oh my god, this is actually what we should be making, folks. Because remember, this is a Deadpool movie produced by Ryan Reynolds' own film company, except with Marvel money. So Ryan Reynolds, you've got to give it to him, because he's a very savvy marketing businessman. He walked in there, obviously hammered it out with Kevin Feige about bringing his character Deadpool into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Will it work? Well, that's another bit of a tricky tightrope there, because if you think about it, if you're going to get a foul-mouthed merc who's going to be possibly joining up with A-Team, perhaps, we don't really know at this stage, Are they going to zip it, or will they let him run riot and maybe bleep him? I don't know. Originally, people were concerned about this team up because it was going to be a cozy PG-13 thanks to Kevin Feige. But obviously, you got to stay true to the source of what Deadpool is all about. Even the creators, obviously I'm thinking of Rob Liefeld and Fabian Nietzsche. I hope I got his name right there.
But you were the writer who got me into comics back then. This is Fabian Nietzsche.
They'll be thinking as well, we don't need a PG-13 Deadpool. That's not what Wade Winston Wilson's all about. And they really did stick the landing. People will say to you, oh, it's a bit too long, or it's a bit flawed. And because I went in with eyes wide open, I had no idea what to expect. And you know what? I was actually pleasantly surprised. There are a couple of key moments that really, from a visual standpoint of view, really stuck with me. Obviously the golden guns, the desert eagles, and when Wolverine and Deadpool are jumping into the portal, there's a really stunning shot of that. What you see in the trailer is actually nothing. It's just a few seconds after that. Oh, it's just a glorious moment. And no one can deny the absolute brotastic chemistry between Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Time to lock lips, gentlemen. And I mean the ones above your chins. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, well, saved by the swords. So Deadpool and Wolverine, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely do go and watch it. Ignore what the bigger established YouTubers above me think about it. I think they're talking out of their asses. But on that one, if you were me, and if I were you, and if you were them, you should come back for the next video. Snicked.
It wasn't long before we got to Kerry's place. By now we were all quite horny. Kerry suggested I join her for a spa. But before I knew it, they were tearing their gear off. They all wanted to see my cock. And when I took it out, they weren't disappointed.